Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you into the new drug today is, I'm glad the weekend's over.
Pain.
Golly. I know everybody all day's talked about all of them, the Jaguars most prominently, but I will tell you this. I was thinking about this as I was making a few notes for a little program here today. If in this market you are a fan of the Jaguars or the Gators or the Seminoles, and a high percentage of our listeners, I would imagine, are a fan of two of the three. I wouldn't think anyone's a fan of all three because you can't be the Gators. I mean, if you're a real diehard fan. But I would think a high percentage of our listeners are probably a fan of two of the three. Whoo, boy, what a weekend.
That's why I think yesterday was, and look, it was an epic collapse, obviously, historic collapse. But that's why I think it resonated even more and it hurt even deeper and stung even more because of that.
Well, everyone's in a bad place anyway.
I mean, Florida no-showed in Lexington. Florida State really wasn't all that competitive against the worst Clemson team that they've had in 20 years. I just think it was by the time that finally it was like, okay, well, at least the Jaguars
I agree with that.
are going to solve the ailment. You know, the Jaguars are going to provide some solace. And then they have the worst fourth quarter a professional team could ever play. And I think it compounded the anger that the Jaguar fans feel today.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good take. I think you're right because even even if you're like casual fan and you're not a diehard fan of either college team, there was a pall in the air. Even to your point, even before the game, that's a really good take. I think you're right about it. So we got all kind of stuff to talk about today. Obviously, by now it's been 24 hours. We've all talked about how awful the loss has been, and they've heard it. I promise you, they've heard it about how biggest blown lead in the history of the franchise. That's saying something. You're up 29-10 in the fourth quarter and can't hold the lead. By now, we've talked about all the specifics. I'm going to get into some. At some point, you got to get to some solutions, at least the best we can. You and I had fun today on Duval Rundown, but I'll certainly get to some of that. And it in some ways clouds, or at least makes not the lead story, an unbelievably pathetic effort by the Gators.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, the Jaguars blew a big lead, but at parts of the game played well. That Florida performance, and I didn't watch much of the FSU game, so we were in Houston, we were at dinner. I'm the one dork that took the iPad to the nice steak restaurant to watch the game because the Gators are so compelling. And so I didn't watch much of the Florida State game, but it doesn't sound like they were ever really in it.
No, a lot of self-inflicted errors, drops, things like that. Just poor play, you know.
And so the Florida performance. I mean, I will say this: there haven't been many times in my Florida fandom where I thought they gave up. Usually, even when Florida's got bad teams, they're okay on defense. So they hang in games. This team is a microcosm of that. But so we'll certainly get to that coming up. The FSU loss as well. Georgia and Miami continue to win. So we'll touch on them a little bit later on in the week. But all kind of stuff. But I will say this. I told you this on the rundown. For a fan, there's nothing worse than that feeling. I can give you three of them. I told you this on the rundown today. As a Gator fan, the worst ever was the choke-a-doke. For people that don't know the story, in 1994, Florida got up to a 31-3 lead over Florida State, the defending national champion Florida State Seminoles. And Florida was up 31-3 in the fourth quarter. 31-3. And by now, Florida State came all the way back, tied the game. It wound up being 31-31, but it felt like a Florida State win and a Florida loss. And there was nothing you just kept watching. Florida State goes right up the field, scores. Florida goes 3 and out. Florida State goes right down the field, scores. Florida goes 3 and out. And you couldn't stop it. You couldn't stop the pain. That was one. JJ, the second one for me was the Brock Berlin game. In 03.
One of my favorite games of all time.
And Florida's up 33-10. 33-10 on the road in the second half. And then all of a sudden, here comes Miami. And Brock Berlin, who had been at Florida, is quarterbacking it, and you just couldn't get it stopped. You're watching it. Florida goes 3 and out, Miami touchdown. 3 and out, Miami touchdown. And And those are the other
Brock
two.
Berlin was our starting quarterback, though, and that was one of the most talented teams in
Oh,
college football.
no question. No.
So a little different, but yes.
No, but I mean, I'm telling you, the feeling of when you can't get it stopped is the Florida State game. You're just watching it happen. I'm talking about from a fan standpoint. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. You led that quarterback 33-10. No matter who FSU had playing, Dan Cannell, I guess it was. You led him 31-3. And this one, it's even worse because you feel like it's a backup quarterback. So anyway, there's no worse feeling for the fan. There's no worse feeling than the fan, and the team is watching it. So as a play-by-play guy, it was maybe because I'd had those two in other games like that, Hayes. Boy, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good when it's 29-10, okay, and they score and get the 2-point conversion. So now it's 29-18. I'm a little nervous, okay? I'm a little nervous. 3 and out, 29-24. They didn't get the 2-point conversion, which meant they needed a touchdown now. But you just needed one more play. I got so many thoughts about that. And I told you this on the rundown today. We're going to get to some specifics of why it happened and where they are now. There's no silver lining. There's no excusing it. There's no, there was no bad calls. I mean, you could say the pass interference on Jarian was close, but it wasn't because of a bad call. It wasn't because of bad luck. They just let the lead get away. But I remember thinking, after all that had gone wrong, after they inexplicably went from 29-10 up to down 30-29, and they take a sack on the first play, so they use their last timeout. Now the game's over. They've used their last timeout. There's 30, 20, whatever seconds left. They're back in their own and suddenly, Trevor Lawrence makes a great play. Not only scrambles for 21 yards, but gets out of bounds. The game's over. He somehow got out of bounds after running for 21 yards on 3rd and 19 or 2nd and 19, whatever it was. Then he turns around and throws a dart to Parker Washington to the 43 of Houston, and he gets out of bounds. If you're Houston fans now, you're thinking, are you kidding me? They're out of timeouts, and we let him get out of bounds twice, and they got this cannon leg kicker. And I'm thinking, okay, let's line up for this 61-yarder. By the way, it was going to be long enough. Okay, that's not a long kick for him. Miraculously, he might have missed it left or right. And then you see the hands to the face. That's the one I was totally I kept holding out hope, and it was. He grabbed his face mask. It wasn't a bad call, but you know what I mean? I mean, after all that went terribly wrong, I'm like, here we are. He's going to kick a 61-yard field goal, and they're going to escape death again. I think that's what really deflated me.
Without a doubt. I mean, it still felt like they're going to find a way to still get the win here, and you sort of felt like it would turn out the way the Week 3 win here over Houston turned out, where it looked like Houston was getting ready to stage not a miracle comeback like maybe yesterday, but certainly a nice comeback. And Tyson Campbell punches the ball out. They get the turnover.
That's right.
And then Houston comes down. Josh Hines-Allen, hits Stroud's arm. It's intercepted. You sort of felt like, okay, they only needed like one thing to go right in this last hour, and they're still going to have that one thing go right. And it just never happened. Liam Cohen is, despondent, I think, would be an understatement. Livid, I think, would be an understatement. And he's got a heck of a challenge on his hands because you still have 8 games left. You're still the 7th seed right now in the AFC race.
And that's the good news. The worst thing that could happen is you lose like this in a playoff game and your season ends, or you lose like this on your last chance to make the playoffs. The good of it is you got 8 games left. I interrupted you, but the good is you got 8 games left.
And you have an incredible opportunity Sunday. I mean, if Jaguar fans, when they saw the schedule come out, the refrain that I kept hearing throughout the summer was, boy, I hope that Chargers game is big in November. When the Chargers come here in November and mid-November, boy, I hope that's a meaningful game. That'll say a lot to me about the Jaguars, and that'll get me so excited if that's a meaningful game. Well, it is. You may not like the path that they have taken for that to be a meaningful game, but it is a huge game now in terms of their season. That game is going to have, I think, massive playoff tiebreaker implications. I think both these teams are looking at a wild card, and who wins Sunday very well may determine who is in and who is out. So, look, it stinks how they lost yesterday. I don't think the fact that they lost at Houston is devastating. I mean, I think most people at the beginning of the year would have said, yeah, I'll take a split against Houston. The line was, basically a coin flip game. So, in looking at it, I don't think, like, if they'd lost yesterday 20-17, where it was a back and forth game, right, but Houston made the one play at the end to win the game, I don't think there's the sense of devastation. I get why there's the sense of devastation, and they have a litany of things that they've got to improve upon. But they are playing a meaningful game in Jacksonville in mid-November against a team that is ahead of them in the AFC race. You've got the 5 seed playing the 7 seed. It does not matter what has happened to this point. All that matters is what they do this week and how they prepare. And look, I don't think they're going to beat the Chargers, but if they beat the Chargers, they are in fantastic shape to make the tournament, which would be who cares? They won't do anything in the tournament. Well, that's not the point. Right. If they make the playoffs and Liam Cohen and James Gladstone and Tony Baselli's first year in these roles with a nucleus of talent that is eroding by the minute, it will speak volumes about the brain trust here in Jacksonville. So they just got to play well on Sunday, and they've got to beat the Chargers, which is a tough ask. But that's where this thing is. It's a disappointing loss. The fans should be livid about how it happened. But you got to get back on the horse and be ready to support them Sunday in a that they absolutely are going to need you.
Great take, and I think Jacksonville fans going to show up. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's an important game. Like I said, how often have they gotten? It's the middle of November. The game's on the 15th. How often have they gotten November 15th with a winning record? So, but again, that doesn't excuse what happened. None of this is to excuse what happened. It was as bad a loss as you think it was, and they know that, and you and I know that, and everybody listening knows that. But you move on to what happens after this. So, from the problems to solutions area, we're going to take a break. What do you do to fix it? What do you do? Let's make some recommendations. We'll see if they take. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Sometimes it's an offensive show.
You gotta be kidding me.
Sometimes it's a show of offensive discipline.
There are no words.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys needed a huge score to extend their lead in the Lone Star State, and their quarterback would lead the charge. Trevor Lawrence led the team on an 11-play, 58-yard drive, capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown, giving Jacksonville a 29-10 lead with 1:33 left in the period. The 5-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
We sure appreciate our friends from the Best Bet. We always do. Nobody does a better job with 3 great locations on the First Coast. You know that. There's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. There's the location in Orange Park on 17, and, of course, right off of I-95 in St. Augustine. Gosh, they do a good job. They work hard at it. They're good people. They'll treat you right. You're going to have a big time going in there. Everybody has a big time when they head to the Best Bet. Head to the Best Bet, and you'll be glad you did. A lot of fun in town. For the longest time, they've been a sponsor of this program. I appreciate my friends there. I promise you, Jamie Shelton and his crew do an outstanding job. Head to the Best Bet today if you get an opportunity to. All right, how do you fix it? Well, what are the problems? You said this on the rundown today, that the thing that jumped off the page, and I agree with this, by the way, the thing that jumped off the page more than anything else to you was the lack of pass rush. There really is no pass rush. It is really, and Liam Cohen said it. I mean, he pretty much said it without. He said it hadn't been there all year long. It's the first time he said anything kind of like that.
Yeah, it was the first time that he grabbed somebody by the collar, saw the bus coming, and thought about throwing him under.
Yeah.
He didn't.
No, that's right.
But he had him by the back of the throat.
That's right.
And was contemplating it.
He took like a big long sigh.
Yeah,
he was like, what am I going to say here?
Yeah, right. So let me tell you some things I would consider. And again, it's easy to be the radio guy. We sit here in our studio and say, fix it like this, fix it like that. There's real football issues that football people will tell you don't understand. And I get it. Now, we're not coaches, but we have a radio show.
We're not coaches, but if you're, look, Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker right now have 2 sacks each. They're tied for 97th in the NFL. So we're going to offer some suggestions.
Do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna come up with a bunch of things I would try. Try number one, and I know Lauren just said this on Helmets and Heels, and I'm going to agree with her. I would try Anton Harrison at left tackle, assuming Ezra Cleveland comes back now, because Ezra Cleveland's a pretty good player. Ezra Cleveland back at left guard at his position, and Cole Van Lannon at right tackle. I would try. I'm not trying to beat up Walker Little, but he's had a tough time. He had a tough time. You know, listen, he's playing maybe the best pass rusher in the league. I get it, and the best pair of pass rushers in the league for sure. But I would try Anton Harrison at left tackle. And I understand it's not as easy as, I just move him. It's easy. I get it. There's more to the football part of it than radio people pretty much know. But I would try Anton Harrison at left tackle. Cole Van Lannon, who they love, had a great camp, had a great year last year. They really couldn't wait to get him in. They didn't want to see Ezra get hurt. But I would try Anton, who I think is more athletic and moves better and can handle the backside better at left tackle, and I'd play Cole Van Lannon at right tackle. I'd at least try that. I would at least try that because I think Walker Little's had a struggle.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. I think at this point it's just too late to start. There certainly was a time where I think they could have done that. Now I think it's difficult. And look, you don't play Houston again. You just played the NFL's best defense. Now, they were terrible. Walker Little was terrible. And the Chargers are good. They can certainly create issues, but they're not going to see a team. They're not going to see a defense like Houston. So, no, I don't think that's you're getting ready.
You don't
to play,
think personnel changes are a good idea?
You're getting ready to play a playoff game on Sunday. You got enough things to worry about. I'm not moving my offensive line now. Okay. I mean,
and I don't think they will either. But I would. But I would consider that. I would consider.
It's a fine suggestion.
Yeah. And
I'm just saying why I wouldn't do it. Because look, if you were playing Houston again,
right?
Then I would consider. Right. But you're not. And I do think the Texans have by far the best.
And Walker Little and Walker Little's had some good moments too. I don't want to sound like he just had a tough time, but I would consider that. I would find a way to play Trayvon Walker inside more. And I would probably play the young defensive end some. I thought Danny Strigo had a little movement to him yesterday. Between Strigo, between B.J. Green, I would play them probably instead of Emmanuel Ogbah. I probably would move them ahead of him. He still plays a lot. I would play Smoot some. And I'm not saying I would change Trayvon's position, but I would probably move him inside some. I don't think you're getting much from your tackles. I would play him some inside. And I would play some of the young guys and Gardeck outside some. I think you got to find a way to rush the passer better with 4. And I probably would find a way to blitz more. Now, to blitz more means you got to play some man back there, and it's hard to do. But I would change up something up front. I would change something on both lines. I would take a long look at changing something up front. I don't think they're afraid to do that. I'll say one thing about this regime: they're not afraid. I mean, if it's time to do something, they're not afraid to do it. I think at some point you got to mix stuff up a little bit. So I would probably play Trayvon inside some. I would probably play Strigo, B.J. Green, Gardeck, some combination. I'm not saying put all your young guys in at once. That doesn't make any sense. But I would find a way to play some youth outside, move Trayvon inside some, mix it up a little bit. I think Trayvon's he's an end, and he's a big end, and I get that. But I think there's some defensive tackle in there if they ever put him in there. So I would consider Trayvon inside some. So for starters, I would consider that and play your young guys outside. So I would look at on both lines. I would take a long look at, are we better if we do stuff like this?
I love that suggestion. I would put Hines Allen inside too and go with Gardeck needs to be playing more. He played 21 snaps yesterday. Gardeck needs to be in anytime there's even a threat of they might pass it here. I would have Gardeck in a rush capacity. What they don't have is any speed off the edge at all. And this has been a problem that other staffs have lamented too. This staff hasn't really talked about it yet, but trust me, come probably Wednesday, you're going to hear Liam Cohen talk about it. They have no speed on the outside. I mean, Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker are lumbering players. They're physical players. They need a fastball off the edge. I remember Mike Caldwell talking about that like 2-3 years ago when they were talking about the Yasir Abdullah pick. I mean, they need some speed on the outside that can threaten the offensive tackles. They have none of that. Now, if you put Walker and Hines Allen inside, on obvious passing situations, now you do have a quickness advantage. And then you've got Gardeck. And yeah, between Strigow or Green, I'm with you. Ogba played 11 snaps yesterday. I wouldn't play Ogba anymore. He'd be a healthy scratch for me. And if he doesn't like it, I'd cut him. And, Mason Smith played 20 snaps yesterday. He's doing nothing. Whether he's just going to be a bust at this level or doesn't care or isn't a fit for the scheme, you can't count on him. It's getting harder to see these tackles doing anything. Armstead's good for 25 snaps a game, but he takes plays off, and it's obvious he takes plays off. So, in looking at it, what do you really have? Smoot, I think, is somewhat crafty, and you're going to you can't just stop playing everybody. So Smoot, I would maintain in his role. But yeah, I'd start moving Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker inside. And on obvious passing situations, because you have very little interior pass rush. And when Trayvon and Josh don't do anything, you're completely lost. Gardeck has at least shown in this league he can take down the quarterback. And so I think he's being underutilized. But yeah, at this point, I would build the rush more from the interior with Trayvon and Josh. And look, if they don't like it, they don't like it. But it'd be hard for Josh or Trayvon to balk at any idea when they're tied for 97th in sacks.
Yeah, and I don't think they're balk at idea guys. I wouldn't with either one of those guys. I'm not worried about them balking when Ryan Nielsen said gain all the weight, they gain the weight. I'm not worried about them balking. I don't know that I see Josh inside. My guess is Josh has not had a very good season, but I think he's getting chipped. I think he's getting a lot of attention from the other offenses. And I don't see him, to me, when I look at him, I don't see a defensive tackle. When I look at Trayvon, I see an end or a tackle. I see a big end or a tackle. So I think they would do that. I would use Gardeck more as a pass rusher. I'd use the young guys more as a pass rusher. The one guy I think is a pretty good pass rusher that they're never in a situation where he can rush the passer is Devin Lloyd. Now, look, he also might be your best coverage linebacker. He's got 4 interceptions, but I probably would find a way to get him back there. I can tell you this. I've been around this staff enough now, Liam, some of his coaches. I don't think they're going to sit on their hands and just hope it gets better. I will say that about this staff. There's some staffs that say, we're just going to keep coaching, keep doing what we're doing. Billy Napier, boy, I'm glad Billy Napier's not coaching because we just keep doing what we're doing, keep doing what we're doing. I don't think that's who these guys are. I don't think these guys are afraid to mix it up. I really don't. I think we've seen on the trade front, they're not afraid. And I don't think they're afraid either. But again, I would take a peek at Anton Harrison in practice at left tackle and Cole Van Lannon at right tackle. I would take a peek at that. Whether you made the move or not, it would have to work out in practice. I would take a look at Trayvon Walker inside. I would take a look at Strigo and Green outside. I would use Gardeck as a pass rusher more often, and I would see if that. So that's the first thing I would do is I would take a look at those lines. I think that's first and foremost. The other thing is, and I don't know how you do this, but the Jags don't seem to have much of a quick game. Gets the ball, get it out. Some quarterbacks, and I'm not a smart enough football guy to know how you do this, but I watched Matt Stafford here when the Rams, or in London rather, when the Rams played the Jags. Boy, he got the ball out of his hands. I'm telling you, he looked like a second baseman turning a double play. How many times did you see, you're not going to rush him because he doesn't hold the ball? Is that part of the game plan? Is that just he's that good at getting it out of his hands, which is a big part of it? He's playing great, by the way.
Yeah, he might win the MVP.
He's really playing at a really great level. But I would somehow find a way to get the ball out of Trevor's hands. One thing that's happening is there's too many times Trevor is holding it sacked, holding it pressured. Whether maybe the blocking just isn't there. In that fourth quarter, there was no time to throw. Is that because the pass protection just isn't very good against those great ends? That's one possibility. Possibility 2 is, are there things there that Trevor isn't seeing? That's a possibility. Possibility 3 is nobody's open. There's nothing to see. I don't have the all-22. Don't have the cut-ups. But somehow you got to find a way where the ball gets out of Trevor's hands quicker. Now, is Trevor a little gun-shy because he threw interceptions early in the year? So is he not taking shots that he would have taken earlier? Again, coaches who see coaches' tape and cut-ups would have a better feel for that. But You got to get the ball. The one thing they've got to do is get the ball out of his hands quicker, whatever that means. Even if it means running that offense they ran in Doug Peterson's first year. Doug Peterson's first year, Trevor Lawrence had 25 touchdowns and 8 picks. Had a huge year. And it felt like there's a lot of short passes, didn't there? A lot of those short crossers, a lot of balls to the back in the flat, a lot of nakeds and throw it to the back to Etienne in the near flat. I would something like that. Get the ball out of his hand. So the 3 things I would try and do, I would take a look at Anton left, Van Lennon right. I would take a peek at that. And if it doesn't, by the way, you practice it. If it doesn't work, then you don't do it. Number 2, I would look at Trayvon inside and the 2 ends outside. I would take a look at that. Number 3, I would try and find a way to use your pass rushing, to your point, Hayes, smaller, quicker guys to get off the edge, whether that's guard X, use Devin in there some, I would do that. And number 4, you got to get the ball out of Trevor's hands. Those to me are the 4 things, however you do it, that I'd like to see the team try to do differently. I think those things would stand out to me. And hopefully we'll see if some of that happens. Whether the personnel moves happen or not, you can't have your quarterback holding the ball getting sacked as much as they are. It could get pressured. That has to change. You got to find a way to do it. We'll take a break. Let's talk about the Gators and that disaster on Saturday night after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. You know me. I don't mess around when it comes to taking care of business. Well, if your plumbing or AC company is giving you excuses, it's time to make a trade. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. They're the trusted partner for some of the biggest commercial names in Northeast Florida. Their office team keeps billing smooth, and their field techs show up ready to fix the problem fast and right. Bring in the starters with Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served up by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Football season is here, and our hometown team isn't the only one ready to stack up the wins. At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, you score big every time you shop with us. Thousands of vehicles, no flags, no fumbles, just hassle-free car buying and big wins with lifetime warranties, lifetime oil changes, and lifetime customer service. Plus, our wow pricing lets you celebrate a touchdown of savings. Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi. We're here to wow you.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During Renewal by Anderson's Black Friday sales event, buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 full years. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable all year round. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home design consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
To get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it," and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
No, you always have a good time at the Best Bet, particularly over the holidays. Man, they have more holiday promotions going on. They keep it fun over there. 3 locations. St. Augustine on 95, US 17 for that Orange Park location. That's been there a long time. And, of course, that beautiful location on Monument Road. That's the Jacksonville location. Head to the Best Bet. Always the Best Bet Monday around here. Frangie and Carline, LaSelva with you. Glad you're with us. Oh, my goodness. I watched the Gators, and, you know, there's always there's the juice. You always get the juice out of the gate, right? And I guess they got kind of the juice out of the gate with the Georgia game, the interim juice, if you want to call it that. But boy, there was nothing there on Saturday night.
Nothing there at all. And, credit to Kentucky and Mark Stoops. I still think he's got his players convinced that even in a bad year, it means something when we beat Florida. He does it so regularly. I don't think it should be that big of a deal, but clearly Kentucky plays their best game of the season against Florida. And they did so again. It's amazing how Mark Stoops has gotten a Kentucky program that just routinely bludgeons the Gators physically. Bludgeons them. Because this isn't the first time this has happened. Every time Kentucky beats, they never beat them with finesse. They beat Florida by just dominating them in the trenches, and that's what we saw again. Kentucky was 8 of 12 on 3rd down and 2 of 3 on 4th down. The Kentucky Wildcats, who were one of the worst teams in the SEC. So, I feel bad. Billy Gonzalez, he's trying his best just to keep this thing together. Certainly Florida gave it their all against Georgia, so, maybe you could sense a bit of a letdown coming. But I think Florida, to your point, had no intensity going into the game because, it's Kentucky. And for Kentucky, I do think it's a game that still means a ton to the Wildcats because they didn't beat Florida for 3+ decades. And so I think you ended up with one team that was going through the motions versus a team that, felt like it could kind of turn their season a little bit, at least perception-wise. And it showed. Florida completely no-showed. I don't think it means they'll no-show the final 3 games. There'll be way more intensity. There'll be way more of a spotlight. Certainly Saturday in Oxford against Ole Miss. And then Tennessee will probably be ranked when they come to the Swamp, and that's a rivalry. And you're at home. And then obviously they'll be up for Florida State because that's one of your most anticipated games of the year. So, this was the only time they could have a clunker, and they got their money's worth. It was a disgraceful display. And, I wasn't upset that they lost. Yeah. I'm numb to that now. They've been a losing program now for the last 4 or 5 years. But I was surprised at just how easy it was for Kentucky.
Yeah, and 2 or 3 things. I agree with all that. Lagway played poorly again. DJ, God bless his soul, just isn't a particularly good player. He does that instincts, accuracy, understanding the way a game flows. Good quarterback to understand the way the game flows, and he just doesn't have a feel for it. I'm glad they put in Tramell Jones. He came in at a 31-7 game. He didn't have much of a chance. My guess is you start Lagway this weekend. I'm okay with that. I don't think it matters who you start, but you probably go back to Lagway. I'd play them both. I'd probably play him, but you're not winning, by the way. Just so you know, you're not going to win in Oxford.
How is that spread only like 13.5?
No idea.
You'd have to give me like 27 to even think about taking Florida.
So I totally agree. So you're not winning the game. I'd play both quarterbacks. I'd see a little bit. I'd see what I've got in the two quarterbacks. Lagway, there's just not much there. And God bless his soul. He probably needs a new start, and my guess is he'll get one. The one other thought about the Gators before we go to break and get to headlines. I will say this, and I'm not smart enough to know why. Dallas Wilson, Caleb Banks, Trey Wilson, Vernell Brown III, Aiden Mizell, Jacoby Jackson, Aaron Gates, Trayon Webb, Dejon Johnson, Jordan Castell, L.J. McCray. I could go on. How have they had that many serious injuries? Trayon Webb, I don't even know what he hurt. He's been out for 2 years. I mean, what is going on at Florida that so many critical players have these significant season-ending injuries? I'm serious. Is there any answer to that?
Hey, spot the ball.
I guess. It's bizarre. It's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen, that this many guys of significance get hurt this often and for so long.
Don't you think at this point some of them are like, I'm out?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
But even
before that, it was bad.
But even before the season started, the injury list was way too long, and
it's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and it has been a common theme. So does that, when I don't know. Well, once they hire the new coach and the new coach comes in, there'll be things about the Napier program that coach will say, well, they were doing this wrong. And it won't just be X's. I think the personality, the culture of the team, the health of the locker room, it's going to take a lot for the new coach to convince me that was a problem. That seems to be impeccable.
I agree.
What Billy Napier built there, and he deserves credit for that. But would it shock me if the coach is asked, like in week 5 next year, hey, the injury report isn't so bad. Can you, or even a player I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they just, frankly, were hitting too much.
So,
maybe it's just like you go through their fall camp, and if they were, again, they're not bound. They're bound by some rules, but they're not bound like the NFL with their collective bargaining agreement is. So maybe Napier believed in having very, very physical training camps, and that's how some of this happened.
Because it's an amazing number.
It is, and it has been throughout every 4 years that the 4 years Napier was on the job.
Right.
They always had injury issues. Now, some of them were just bad luck. Graham Mertz tearing his ACL, that was bad luck. There was no real cause for that.
Right.
But I mean, the one player they could not lose this year was Caleb Banks, and they never had him.
Yeah, and Dallas Wilson, they pretty much never had him.
Right.
Trey Wilson, the minute he finally plays well, is gone. Vernell Brown.
And Lagway missed the entire preseason.
The whole great point. I should have. So something's bizarre there.
I think
this many guys missed this much time. That's crazy.
It is. My guess is it's 80% bad luck, 20% maybe something in the methodology of how Napier conducted his camps. But I think it's mostly bad luck, but it was terrible luck.
We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Non-stop Knowles. Search 1010XL Seminoles on YouTube.
I'm Holt Harrell. Generations of Harrells have served in the military. We understand the sacrifices that veterans and their families have made. Please join us this Veterans Day in honoring our servicemen and women. I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell and Harrell. As we stay committed to the Northeast Florida community, it seems like other law firms want to take over the world. In a world of law factories, choose a law firm with a name you know, a name you trust. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new tailgate obsession. That is Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you will love the new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. As delicious as a homemade dip, made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at your grocery store.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through November 13th. Financing available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. He's one of the greatest Gators in school history.
Who are you? Who's Steve?
Chris Doring brings the heat to the drill with Dan and Jeff. Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL. Protected by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices. You don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, Hickett here for Zero Res. It's Thanksgiving time, man. But listen, don't deal with the toughest gravy, cranberry sauce, or pumpkin pie disasters. Let the cleaning freaks do it. Get back to clean. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $149. A 4th room free with a canned food donation. Ideally, a full bag of cans, not just 1 or 2. Also, take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Call my friend Zero Res right now, 28757, or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the 1010 special. Zero Res, spelled backwards and forwards. It spells the same.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
Duval! 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. I'm going to be seeing a concert with the Harrells tomorrow night.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Who is
Gina
it?
and I were seeing the Wallflowers at the new renovated concert hall in Ponte Vedra. So looking forward to that. But yeah, Harrell and Harrell, give them a call, 251-1111. They'll take great care of you. All right, Frank, let's start with not a fun topic. The Jaguars collapse in Houston. What is the challenge this week for Liam Cohen to make sure the guys are ready and focused and prepared to beat a very good LA Chargers team here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'll say this. I think there is such a connection between he and them, and it's such a good locker room. I don't think pouting, hangover, I don't worry about that with this group. I think they play hard. I think they play hard for each other and for him. I know those are cliches, but I do believe they've got that. I don't worry about that. I worry more about the symptoms showing the problems. Can you block the pass rushers? You made a good point earlier. You're not going to face Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson every week. You're right, but that's still a weak area. And how are you going to generate a pass rush, which has been a weak area? I would make a personnel move here and there. I would move some guys around and hope they do that. And they got to find some answers to the things that have been the problem on the field. I don't worry about the hangover part. I think it's a mentally tough team that'll be ready to play. And by the way, this will be a good game. It's not like the Chargers or the Patriots, the Brady Patriots, they're going to come in and roll anybody. It will. It's a game. You made a great point earlier. Go support the team. Go see the game. It's going to be a fun game on Sunday.
Liam Cohen met with reporters on Zoom this afternoon and talked about how the Jaguars can't let the Texans collapse, beat them twice.
Guys, nobody cares at the end of the day, guys. We're kicking off on Sunday against the Chargers, not playing the Texans again. And we can't relive the moment. We can't change anything about the outcome of yesterday. It sucks. It's brutal. But this is the league. This is the NFL. The real adversity, the real response to gut-wrenching, tough losses like this, everything is in front of us. We have every opportunity to go, win this week. That's all that matters. We got to win this week. Look, you look around the league. I mean, look at all these games, right? I mean, teams are winning, then they end up losing at the end. Teams are losing, they end up winning in the end. It's who makes a play. We won 3/4 of the game. Let's be honest, right? We won 3/4. We didn't win the fourth, and they did, and they ended up winning the game.
I agree with what he's saying. That is where the league is. I mean, 1 week earlier, you made one more play and won the game. Against Cincinnati, you made one fewer play. You're 5-4. I think the Rams and the Seahawks beat you. I think they outplayed you. The other two losses, you couldn't finish. If you finish the two games where you outplayed the other guy, you're 7-2. So I think they'll be ready to play.
Let's get to around the AFC South. The Colts survived the Falcons with an overtime win in Germany. The Colts got pushed to a 4th and 2. Rookie tight end Ty Warren, who was going to be a problem for 15 years, made a circus catch. But great win for Indianapolis.
And did you see how close the defensive player was to tipping that ball? I mean, it was about another inch.
I thought he had. I was shocked. Shocked it got through.
And I was too. And so I don't even mean just a defensive back. I mean, right when the ball left the line of scrimmage, the guy that almost knocked it down at the line of scrimmage. So and Tyler Warren made a terrific catch. And the Colts are this year's team of destiny. They're good now. They're legit. The Colts are a legit team, and that was a big win for them because I thought the Falcons had them beat.
Yep, Colts have a bye this week. Let's get to around the NFL. The Giants have fired head coach Brian Daboll. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will be the interim, but the Giants' job is open.
Yeah, that one happened later than I thought. Most coaches get fired earlier than you thought. Brian Daboll's been on the hot seat for years, it feels like, doesn't it? I don't know how many years he's been there, but he's been on the hot seat about the whole time. He kind of got the job and was on the hot seat, and so that one surprises nobody. Kafka, by the way, is a hot name. He's a name that was going to he was right behind the guys. Kellen Moore was the last offensive guy to get a job because he got the last job. Kafka was in all those conversations, so I wonder if he's in the hunt for the job.
Well, if he's smart, he's washing and waxing Jackson Start's car twice a week to get on his good side. Joe Burrow returning to practice in limited fashion this week. Still a few weeks away from returning in all likelihood. The Bengals are 3-6. They still have 2 games versus the Ravens. They have games against New England and Buffalo. So kind of an outside shot here, but that's exciting for Cincinnati that their franchise quarterback looks like he could be returning around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Burrow's had a lot of injuries. You hate to see him continue to go down, but that's good news for Cincinnati. And you talked about they play New England. New England probably hadn't made the headlines today, but what a season they've had. My goodness, what a season they've had. But you're right. Good news for the Bengals.
Week 10 wraps tonight as Philadelphia travels to Green Bay. Excellent matchup. Who do you like?
Very big matchup in the picks contest.
Oh, that's right.
Let me just say that. Very big matchup, JJ, in the picks contest.
Yeah, thank you, Gators.
Yeah,
by the way,
if I can get
for letting me down.
If Green Bay can get that one tonight,
hey, that's a game picker upper for you, right?
We got a battle then.
I think you'll be within like 3 points.
That's a big one. That's a big one for the good guys tonight. Just so you know that. But it is a terrific game, and I guess it will not be on YouTube TV. I thought by now they would have that figured out. But
apparently, they said they're still far apart.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you read. One moment I read they're negotiating. Okay. Next moment I read they're far apart. Who knows?
I'm shocked that it went 2 weeks, and like you asked me last week, now I'm like, It's never going to happen.
It sure
That's
feels
what
that
I
way.
think.
But what a fantastic game tonight. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We will get you out on today's musical nugget of the day. This week, back in 1971,
wow,
Led Zeppelin releases Led Zeppelin 4. The album sold over 37 million copies. The band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. This is Stairway to Heaven.
You know, you could say, Hey Jude. You could say Hotel California. But this might be the most epic song of the rock era.
Where did it finish in the Season of Seeds? Because remember
that? I don't remember.
I don't think it won.
It didn't win, did it?
I don't remember that it won.
What won?
I don't.
Let
maybe
it be.
It was
Hey Jude. Maybe Hey Jude. But it's right there.
It's right there.
It's right
And
there.
it was maybe the runner-up.
Yeah, maybe it was very close. One of the greatest rock songs of all time. And we need to do another Season of Seeds, just so you know.
Absolutely.
Now that it's on the table. Back with the second hour of the program. Well done as always. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
A high-performance machine raises eyebrows and holds your attention.
And play big-time football on a big-time stage.
And so it is with the performance painting high-performance play of the game.
Somebody got to make a play. Hey.
On 1010XL.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller. Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Big number one Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop Big number one Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big number one Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
It's hard to tame a hurricane.
Let's not get hysterical here, okay? Calm down.
Find out what you need to know about the Canes on the Performance Painting Hurricane Report.
Your source for weekly Canes news and nuggets
on 1010XL.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
This Veterans Day, Navy Mutual would like to salute Rocky Marciano as our hero in sports. Representing the Army, Marciano won the 1946 Amateur Armed Forces Boxing Tournament. Marciano also compiled a 49-0 record with 43 knockouts.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's ET here, and did you know that slow speed accidents can still cause serious injuries? Ignoring minor pain today can mean big problems tomorrow. Don't wait. Call my guys at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center the auto accident experts.
Your party's missing something.
Bold flavor.
Let Flame Broiler cater your next event and turn hungry guests into happy fans. Visit any of 5 Jacksonville locations or call Flame Broiler at 904-619-2786.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. When your kitchen or bathroom drain just won't clear, there's probably a deeper blockage. Food scraps, grease, soap scum, even small objects can jam up your pipes. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining uses advanced tools to find the clog and flush it away for good. Don't wait for a tiny clog to become a big headache. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged. And learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The Jacksonville Jaguars suffered perhaps the most maddening loss in franchise history on yesterday, losing by a 36-29 final against the Houston Texans. However, there does seem to be hope in terms of reinforcements, as Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen announced today that the team is set to make a key roster move, opening up the 21-day practice window for tight end Brenton Strange. Right now, 56 degrees at 5 o'clock, time in 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. 1010
Take.
The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. I now believe Florida State has to fire Mike Norvell this year. They lost to Clemson, were never really competitive. They're 4-5 overall, 1-5 in the league. They've been miserable in the league, as you all know now. They've lost 10 of the last 11 or whatever the number is. They'll beat Virginia Tech, I would imagine. Then after the Virginia Tech game, I think they're going to lose at NC State. If they win at Florida, they're 6-6, and they'll be in a small bowl. But that's not what's significant. Two things are at play here. Number one, their fans are fed up with the coach. He's on as hot a seat as you could be on at Florida State. The bigger concern, or just as big a concern, you look like you're about to walk into a world where your other two teams feel pretty good about their guy. I know Mario Cristobal, they struggled a little bit again this year more than you thought. They lost a game or two you wouldn't. But for the most part, Miami found their guy. I think Miami believes they've got their guy. He's a Miami guy. They've still got a chance to make the playoffs. They've become the best of the three programs in Florida by a wide margin because they're walloping the other two on a regular basis. Miami has found its guy. If Florida lands Lane Kiffin, and I think they're going to, they'll have their guy. We'll see. Whether he turns out or not, we'll see. You'll tell that in time. But they'll get the guy they want. You now have Miami with the guy they want and Florida with the guy they want, and both programs with an upward trajectory, and you're sitting there with a guy that most of your fans want fired. I've never said this before, but I now believe because of what your two rivals are doing, you are now in a position you've got to do something. $58 million be damned. Bring in private equity. Do whatever you have to do. I think Florida State now has to fire Mike Norvell, and that's the 10-10 take.
If they fire Mike Norvell, and obviously I think they should have done that a few weeks ago, but if they fire Mike Norvell, how good is the job, and who do you go after?
I would go after Kenny Dillingham. He knows the lay of the land. He's been there. He's recruited to there. He knows what the offices look like. He knows what the practice field looks like, and I think he's a really good coach. And I think I don't think he's going to qualify yet for the three top tier jobs, which I think are Florida Florida, LSU, Penn State. I think he's one notch away from getting one of those jobs. I think he's ahead of Golish and Ryan Silverfield and that next tier of group of 6 guys or group of whatever the group is now. I think he's ahead of those guys and a little bit behind Kiffin and Lincoln Riley and those guys. I think he's kind of right in the middle there. Maybe even with Drinkwitz, maybe a little behind, somewhere in there. But I think he knows Florida State. I think Florida State's where he became a great coach, a well-known coach. His work at Florida State's why he got the Arizona State job. Now, look, he's from Arizona. He didn't just go to Arizona State. He's from there. So he's home. But Arizona State's not Florida State. That's not the kind of blue blood that Florida State. They don't have that. Florida State's got 3 titles and a bunch of Heismans, and Arizona State has none of that. So even though he's home, I think Kenny Dillingham, if I'm FSU, I make no matter what it costs, and I go find a way to make the job, make an offer that Kenny Dillingham could not refuse, and that's what I do.
Do you, and I get it, this is guessing, do you guess that Florida State could pay Norvell's buyout and then still go offer a new head coach $9 million a year with an assistant pool of $7 million a year?
I don't know. I hear you. I don't. Obviously, they're stuck, but I don't even know that they can pay the buyout, which means they may be stuck with Norvell again.
That's why I wonder.
But I think that you can't totally lose your fan base. And I just watch it on social, and I know a lot of Florida State people, and as downtrodden as Florida is, last year, they believe they're getting their guy. Now, if they don't get Lane Kiffin, I think Vince Lombardi could come back and they'd be depressed, right? I mean, if they don't get Kiffin, nobody's going to satisfy them. But I think they're getting Kiffin. That's my opinion. I think they're getting Kiffin. And so if Florida gets Kiffin and Miami has Cristobal and everybody else starts to feel good about who and where they are, I don't think the Seminoles can say, "Nah, we're going to keep our guy." I
totally agree with that.
But I hear you.
But I think they might have to go bargain shopping for the next staff.
Yeah, the problem with you can't. And Ryan Silverfield, by the way, is a really good coach. He's a Bulls guy. He's a Jacksonville guy. Everybody says he's a great guy and he's going to do a fantastic job. But Florida State can't fire the Memphis coach they just hired and then go hire the next Memphis coach who was under the other Memphis coach. I just don't think they can do that. So Alex Golish, I think, is a pretty good coach, but I don't think FSU can fire Norvell and go hire the USF guy.
What about a James Franklin?
Maybe,
because he doesn't have anything else going on.
And I can tell you, James Franklin, I'm told from someone who knows him very well, his trepidation or his hesitation with moving forward on the Virginia Tech job is he's hoping for Florida State.
Yeah, bigger fit.
Yeah. And he's hoping for Florida State. But Hayes asked what I would do. I would go after Kenny Dillingham, not James Franklin, even though I think Franklin will be in play. They both are going to be expensive. But I think Dillingham's pretty good. I think there's something there with him. In fact, if Florida, as a Florida grad, I say this, if Florida can't get Kiffin and Braum wasn't in play, Dillingham may be my next choice. I mean, I think Kenny Dillingham's good now. What do you guys?
As a Miami fan, I would rather them have Franklin than Dillingham.
Yeah.
I think Dillingham's ceiling is higher.
I do too.
I think Franklin would win probably about 8 games, as a minimum every year.
I also
and they're both expensive, and Franklin actually may be more expensive.
Probably.
And I also wonder if Florida State can offer what Arizona State will offer Dillingham to stay. So it's your alma mater. They'll probably be willing to go to $9 million to keep you, if not higher. And
and that's what you don't know.
And that's what you just don't know is, I don't think he's leaving Florida State for less money.
Or leaving Arizona State. Yeah.
Leaving Arizona State for Florida State for less money.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And where the money plays, I don't know. One thing I learned about the money thing a long time ago is we really don't know. You read this and you read that, but you really don't know how solvent a program is or isn't. But so to your point, they may not financially be able to do what I just suggested.
Yeah, he's making it, according to this, he's making 5.8 a year now. Yeah, so obviously right. Florida State could beat that. But if Arizona State says, well, we'll offer you 9 to keep you.
Yeah, that's right. And then who knows what – I say this all the time. Nobody knows what these coaches want to do. Does Lane Kiffin want to take the Florida job? Or maybe does he want to stay in Oxford and have a statue built? We don't know. We can guess what they want to do. We can't think for them.
I also thought it was kind of weird that when we asked Tom Block about him specifically, and he was like, "Well, he was on the other staff. I don't think that he would come back."
And you know what? He would know better than us. Yeah,
I thought that was weird.
Yeah,
and if it's a statue that's going to hold it up, Florida will build Lane Kiffin a statue the day that he walks in the door.
But see, good point. But if it was me, I before I was saying give Norvell another. I now think because of the enthusiasm, if Lane Kiffin takes that Florida job, it'll
be the most excited I've been since they won the national championship.
Because
I didn't like any of the. Mullen, I thought was a good hire on paper, but I didn't really like him personality-wise. Oh, I mean, if they hire Lane Kiffin, it'll be like, it'll be. I will feel joy that I have not felt in 15 years when it comes to the Florida Gator
Louisiana Lafayette guy.
I had no. I was not excited for Napier. You want to be supportive. But I wasn't excited about it. I hated the McElwain hire, and even the Muschamp hire. I was like, boy, head coach in waiting. That seems like a little bit of a okay.
So to that end, right, and so to that end, whether he turns out to be great or the biggest bust of all time, the elation in Gator Nation, and all these Seminoles work right next to those Gators. They live next to them. They drive and travel.
I don't think they can retain Norvell either. I don't think they can.
So when you're what you have to.
No one's going to go to the game.
Right. You have to deal with Gator Nation, who already is holding the damn basketball trophy. And now and you live next to them and work next to them, and football's the one that really matters. And again, whether Lane's good or not, they have Lane. And Miami, by the way,
there will be a 6-month afterglow for Florida fans if Lane Kiffin steps to that Gators podium as the new head coach.
And whereas the SMU loss probably took a little luster off, Miami feels like they got their guy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you got your guy.
Destroy them in recruiting too.
And
though we're down on the field sometimes, Mario just got recruits this weekend somehow.
And you like your guy though. That's my point.
Yeah. I know that he cares about the program.
He's a graduate. He's a Miami guy. You got your guy. Florida might be on the cusp of getting their guy. FSU doesn't want to be we'll keep our guy. I just don't think that. So we'll see. We'll see what winds up happening. That's what I think they've got to do. We'll take a break. Bucky Brooks joins me in a minute. We'll get back to that disappointing Jaguar loss and look ahead. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It takes all cylinders working together to complete a successful drive.
We need a drive right now.
Listen for the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Need a drive right now.
On 1010XL.
We got to finish.
Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles from Nimnick since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities, and all we're trying to do to help underprivileged kids learn to play baseball. Treating you right, giving back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years in stands behind a better experience? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harrell & Harrell. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harrell & Harrell make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Get the best soccer talk on the First Coast on the Coaches Show, presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor discuss the beautiful game Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Resto Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Resto Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
Resto Pros!
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner, but you can extend your swim season with Surfside Pools. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% off new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. Keep the good times rolling. No matter the season, upgrade your pool heating system now for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepools.net.
License number CPC 044080.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com. Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
I saw something on online the other day of Boston, the original Boston, with Brad Delp singing as he is now, playing at Giant Stadium like in '79. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, those old concerts, you see them on social.
Yeah. I do think I saw. I don't
You
think
might
I
have seen that
watched
one.
it, but
Yeah.
I do think I kind of grainy footage.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said, and it looked like there wasn't anyone there because it showed the behind, but the place was packed in front of them, so it was really cool. So I saw that the other day. It was
How
cool
many
stuff.
times did you see Boston?
Never saw him with Brad Delp.
Oh, okay.
Because now I was seeing him with Tommy DiCarlo, which was still Tom Schultz and the regular band, just didn't have Brad Delp. Well, 3 or 4 times, but I never saw the original Brad Delp. I don't know when he died, but I don't know when he died. But he committed suicide, and they were a '70s band, so I don't know if he died around then or later.
He died in 2007.
Oh, he did. So I guess I could have seen him, but I never did. I never saw him. So, but I saw him certainly with Tommy DiCarlo many times. All right, let's do this.
The buck stops here. Time now for Bucky Brooks, brought to you by Coyle & Sons, Jacksonville's commercial fence specialist, on The Frangie Show.
All right, we thank our friends from Coyle & Sons, the best fencing people in all of Jacksonville. You can call them at 904-356-4821. You can go to Coyle, that's COILE-Jacks.com for commercial or residential fencing needs. Nobody does a better job. Bucky, that was a tough one yesterday, brother. That was hard on all of us. What was the feeling down there on the sideline? It had to be even worse than it was in our broadcast booth at the end, right?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. That's probably one of the worst losses or most disappointing losses I've been around. Just in terms of Frank, I just never seen anything. 29-10, 1 minute left in the third quarter. Game should be over. And for us to lose in the fashion in which we lost, just really disappointed because you feel like we've come so far. We have come so far in terms of changing the culture and doing those things. But in those moments where the good teams go ahead and slam the door shut, we didn't do it. And so now what it does is it leads to more questions as you're going down the stretch. Do we have the competitive stamina? Do we have the emotional maturity to be able to win these games that we should be able to win?
Bucky, what did you see as the chief culprit? Was it the inability to get to the passer? Because Liam Cohen certainly talked about that after the game last night. Was it the inability to protect Trevor? Did Trevor make bad choices? What was, in your mind, in that 26-0 fourth quarter, which is really 20-0? The last point was an by the way, but it was a 20-0 quarter for sure. What was the chief culprit for the Jags as you see it?
I would say one, we exhaled. Right, so when you get up 29-10, like the natural human reaction is like, "Hey, we got this. There's no way they can come back." Like, "Hey, we'll just kind of cruise into and cruise through the finish line." And what we did is we gave a desperate team a little confidence because then the quarterback strung together some completions, made a couple plays. They got the touchdown. And even though you're still up 11, right, and the energy in the stadium, you're still like, "Hey, come on, man, we got this." And then, Frank, we go 3 and out.
Yeah.
And then when they got that next one, then it becomes a game. And what happened, the shift in pressure, needing to execute under pressure, offensive line, you got backups in the game. All of a sudden you look up and McCarry and Anton Harrison is on the sideline, and you're scuffling trying to find the play, and you just couldn't get it done. And I'll be honest, like Trevor couldn't make a couple plays that you were hoping that he could bail us out and kind of finish it. And so it's a combination of all three phases wearing out. And then ultimately what got us in the final quarter, the defense played, 33 snaps? Yeah. Like, I mean, you just wear down. And they wore down. And so that last drive, they just didn't have anything left to give. And so we walk away with a loss.
So as you move forward, what do you do? You've always said, you've been adamant about this on our broadcast and then here on Mondays with me, that you got to run the ball because that's who you are. Can they still be that team? Can they still be a team that tries to run it for 150 yards a game? I mean, who do you change what you do? What do you do now if you're Liam Cohen, Bucky?
No, you got to lean into what you believe in. And so this is the test for him as a head coach. And he said it, man. He said the storm is coming. And so now you got to double down on your belief. If you believe in running the football, you got to find a way to run the football. You got to be committed to it. You got to stand 10 toes down. This is what we're going to do. And then you got to continue to challenge the team that we're going to go to work every day. We're going to do the same thing that we've done, and we just have to execute better. Hey, man, I can't say anything about the effort. I can't say anything about the toughness. The execution part we have to improve upon. But I will say this, because I was privy to being there post-game, and I know sometimes they release those things to the public, but I'll say the way that he handled it, tremendous amount of maturity. But what he did, he was very honest. Hey, we got to own this. We got to own the fact that we gave this one away. But there's nothing we can do to change it. We got to go forward. We can't get this one back. We got to focus on the next one. And so we got to prepare. We got to get ready. We got to go. And he's right. We can't get that one back. We got to find a way to get the next one.
I made 2 suggestions on the program today, and I want to see what you think of these. And they're a little bit outlandish, but I mean, your roster is what it is. I wouldn't mind seeing, at least in practice, a peek at Anton Harrison at left tackle and Cole Van Lanen at right. I know they love Cole Van Lanen.
Yeah.
That's assuming Ezra Cleveland's back to play left guard. Would you want to see – I'll get to the next one in a minute, but would you want to see that, Anton? Again, you can't make massive changes. Hayes made this point in our show, and he's right. You can't just all of a sudden make massive changes in the middle of the season. I understand that. But that's not a massive change. Anton at left tackle and Cole Van Lanen at right. Would you like to see them take a peek at that in practice at least?
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Like, Walker Little's had some problems against the premier pass rushers that we faced on the schedule. Speed and quickness has given him an issue. And the one thing that we know, man, when your quarterback starts getting hit, it changes how he performs. Because now he doesn't believe that the protection is going to hold, so now he gets rid of it quicker. He's not as accurate because he's trying to do that. So, yeah, I would be up for that. I could see playing some musical chairs on their front line, trying to tinker with the combination to see if you can get a better combination, get better performance. Because let's be honest, man, since that Seattle game, man, we've been getting kicked up front now. Yeah. Seattle, the Rams, we've had some tough times trying to get this thing fixed.
Yeah, and the other to that end, the other suggestion I had, at least to think about, was on the defensive side. And I don't mean change positions, but at least in nickel and third, move Trayvon inside and get Dennis Gardeck as a pass rusher. Maybe play Strigo and the young guys more than Agba and some of the more veteran guys. I wouldn't mind seeing Trayvon inside and Strigo or Green or one of the young guys outside opposite Josh Hines-Allen. If I lost my mind, would you like to see that?
I mean, look, I think you can do all those combinations because now here's what was apparent. You got to change the combination. You got to move the dial a little bit. You got to change the location of some of your premier pass rushers to see if you can find better matches for them to impact the game, to disrupt the timing of the quarterback. Trayvon inside, Josh Allen moving from right to left, whatever that is, you got to do it because right now, man, it's all hands on deck. And I'm not saying that it's situation critical. It's a must-win game. But if you really want to make a run at it, you got to get to 10, and you got to do everything in your power to give yourself the best opportunity to get to 10 wins. And that may mean moving some people around to upgrade the pass rush.
Bucky, what do you see the future? I say the future, the present, I guess is what I'm talking about, the immediate future of the receiving corps. Jacoby Myers is here. You know he's a guy they really liked. Had a couple catches the other day, just got here. Parker Washington's playing it at a high level. Brian Thomas Jr. is coming back at some point. De'Ami Brown tried to come back from that concussion. What's the future? Who are the key guys going to be? Parker Washington looks like he's going to be a key guy. Brenton Strange will be back. What do you see the key is the receiving corps moves forward?
Well, look, I think the key is you got to get your main guys back. Parker Washington certainly has been a revelation. He's really stepped up with his opportunity, so you love that. I like what I saw in the brief action that Jacoby Myers got in terms of the ball heading his way. Natural pass catcher. I would say he's as natural in his hands rival what Travis Hunter brings in terms of them being ball catchers. But if they're not available, I'm going to say this, man, and maybe I'm a little biased. Man, I think they got a little something in Trammell. I think Austin Trammell comes in and does some things. He's always in the right spot or whatever. So I think you got to put your most dependable, reliable receivers on the field. If you want the passing game to pop, you got to throw it to people that can catch it. More importantly, you got to throw it to people that are going to be at the right spot so they can optimize the opportunity to catch the ball.
What about Brian Thomas Jr.? It's too early to give up on him, right? I mean, he's in his second year after having a brilliant rookie season. What do you think about it? I know he's had some struggles. What are your thoughts on BTJ?
Look, man, you got to keep – look, one thing that we know is you got to judge the body of work. A year ago, we were talking about him being the best wide receiver the Jags have had since Jimmy Smith. This year, it hasn't been as much. But, look, that person that we saw that we were ready to anoint like the ultimate wide receiver one, he's still out there lurking. We got to find a way to rebuild the confidence and put him in a situation where he can be great, whether it's moving him around, put him on select routes that plays to his strengths. We got to do that. I just know the guy is really talented. And you always want to give the talented guys an opportunity to find their way out of a slump. Look, Parker Washington, Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr., that's a really good wide receiver core. They got to play better, but we got to get all those guys on the same page.
Bucky Brooks with us talking Jaguars football. All right, you live in Los Angeles. The Chargers play in your hometown. They look good last night, boy. What are the Jags facing when the Chargers come to town? Tell us a little bit about that team.
Look, man, it's going to be a physical affair. I would say it's not going to be much different than what we saw from the Houston Texans when it comes to how they want to play. The Chargers, under Jim Harbaugh, pride themselves in being the emerging bullies on the block. They want to be physical at every turn. They want to run the football at you. They got a really good quarterback in Justin Herbert and some wide receivers, Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey, that can make plays. And then on defense, it's funny, man. Defensively, they kind of want to do what the Jags want to do. They're going to make you drive the length of the field. They're not going to give you anything over the top, and they're going to dare you to be consistent moving the ball down the field. It's going to be a huge task, a big challenge for the Jaguars to take on the Chargers. But, look, they can get it done. They're just going to have to play at a high level to be able to get it done.
All right, final thing. You're in, and for people that don't know, most of you do know, Bucky works our sideline on the broadcast, but more importantly, he's in the locker room. He's in the locker room before the game. He's in the locker room at halftime when Liam talks to the team, and he's in the locker room after the game when Liam talks to the team, which means he's around the players. Being around the players like you are, what is their mindset? Obviously, that was a blow. It was a gut punch to everybody. Will they recover? It's a mentally tough team, I think. I'm around them enough to know that. Where will their mindset be? Will they be good to go, in your opinion?
They'll be good to go at the beginning of the game. I think when you get to those critical situations, that's when you really see what the team is made of. Because of the way that we lost, yesterday, the way that we weren't able to execute with the league, it can get a little hairy when that situation comes up again. But the only way to get over it is you got to get over it. You got to get through it. So they have to be able to win in those situations. They got to be able to finish the deal, close the game out. And when they start to build some confidence doing that, that's when this team will go next level. I'm still confident in the squad. I'm still pleased with what I've seen. Disappointed in yesterday's results, but hopeful that we can get this thing turned around and finish it the right way.
All right, it's an important game coming up. How was that Seabass, by the way? How would you rate on a scale of 10? How was the Seabass? Was the Seabass good?
Oh, that thing was good, man. That thing was like an 8.5, 9. It was good. A little crab cake on top of it was good. Like, the only thing that I didn't indulge in, because I got to go to the doctor this week, Frank. I couldn't get the dessert that I wanted. I couldn't go all the way out. That's the only thing I needed, just finish it off with a little sweet treat. But just know, next week, I'll be in business.
The best. We're all eating these steaks, and Bucky's got this sea bass, and because he's got the doctor this week, and you wanted that dessert so bad. I admire your toughness. That was discipline. What that was. It was discipline.
I did. Now, I fell off last night because I had to drown my sauce. So I did. I can admit I had a little cheesecake last night because I was fat. So I had a little fat man cheesecake because I was fat. But look, Frank, I got this doctor, man, and I know he's going to try and fat shame me on Wednesday. So I got to make sure my sugar's right and all that's right. But I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back. I'm going to be full out. I just got to get through Wednesday.
That doctor's going to be on your ass, isn't he? That's exactly what it's doing. I appreciate it. Bucky, thanks, buddy. See you next week. We appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Later.
Bucky Brooks, we're all eating these steaks, Hayes, and these big old steaks, and Bucky eats the sea bass, which would look good. And then the dessert menu comes around, and he's got the doctor's appointment. And he's nervous about the doctor's appointment. So we're kind of waving the menu just in front of him. So had too much discipline. Yes, he did. My buddy Bucky Brooks. Back in a moment. Stay with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee and Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee and Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request the free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Randy Taylor in Jacksonville at 904-642-2400.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jacks for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
When persistent plumbing problems leave you feeling flushed. Don't panic. Call Roland Reich, the one-stop solution for any plumbing problem, residential or commercial. No matter how complex the work, Roland Reich quotes all pricing in advance, so your only surprise is how quickly they'll solve your issue. Whether your pipes are doing a water ballet or you need to hydrojet the whole system, always use Roland Reich Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Are you ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? It's the Black Friday sales event going on now at Renewal by Andersen. Buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 years. This offer expires November 30th. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, today on the program, we certainly talked about a disappointing Jaguar loss. You know by now, they blew a 29-10 lead in the fourth quarter. The Texans came back and beat them 36-29. We talked all about that, what to do to improve it. Is there a way to change the way it went? We certainly talked about some specifics there. And it was certainly fun talking about that today on the program. We also talked college football, disappointing loss for the Gators, and about FSU and what they should do with their coaching situation, all that today on the program. Let's look back at the college football weekend.
Time now for the College Football Top 25 Rewind. Brought to you by the law firm of Woolsey Morecambe. Take the fear out of the fight. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, let's get started in Happy Valley.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown! A run play. Unbelievable. Get alive with Jovi now.
Oh, that is so hilarious. Omar Cooper Jr. with a brilliant toe tap touchdown catch with 36 seconds to play as second-ranked Indiana survives Penn State's upset bid 27-24. Hoosiers quarterback Fernando Mendoza directed the thrilling game-winning drive. Indiana improves to 10-0 and remains second in the AP poll. Penn State is 0-6 in Big Ten play.
What a catch.
What a
catch in the back. They get both feet down. You only need one, but what a catch in the back of the end zone when it looked like finally the luster had come off. Indiana, they found a way to win it. Mendoza continues his Heisman chase. What a great win for Indiana.
And what a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally.
He just lost his mind. He didn't know what to go.
I'll say this. These play-by-play guys that lose their voice, their mind, I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't. What are they doing?
That was incredible. Let's get it out to Como.
Quickly into space, Concepcion, blockers in front, and here he goes. KC says TD.
Third-ranked Texas A&M had little trouble winning at number 22 Missouri, 38-17. Aggies quarterback Marcel Reed threw for 227 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Aggies are 9-0 and 6-0 in the SEC. They remained at number 3 in the poll. The Tigers dropped to 6-3, 2-3 in league play, and are out of the top 25.
What, no love for Joe Tess? No, Joe Tess on OC for TD or whatever he said. So you called it. We all... A&M's good. A&M may be the best team.
They might be the best team.
They certainly are loaded. They're well coached by Mike Elko. They've got an athletic quarterback, and they're physical, man. That's a good football team.
They probably have the best resume.
Yeah. That's right. To be undefeated with all those teams.
That Oregon win to me by Indiana looks a little less and less great every day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We are on to Lubbock.
6 offensive linemen. Power! And walking in is Cameron Dickey. Texas Tech making a statement in front of the nation today.
9th-ranked Texas Tech was +3 in the turnover battle in a convincing 29-7 win over number 8 BYU in Big 12 play. The Red Raiders moved up a spot to number 8, while the Cougars fell 4 places to 12.
Yeah, we can't have Texas Tech winning a title, can we? We can't have an Indiana-Texas Tech final, can we?
That would be brutal.
We can't have that, can we? Can we stop that? Is there a way to stop that?
No, unfortunately.
They're going to win the Big 12. That's for damn sure.
They have a very I kid, they have a very good team. And you know what, again, cliche as it sounds, with the portal and the portal era, anybody can get good fast.
Yeah.
And they're all doing it.
Texas Tech is spending.
Yeah, they are. They're really spending. They've got a really good team.
Absolutely. JJ, let's get it to Iowa.
Less than a half minute. Dante Moore throws. Oh, what a catch and throw to Malik Benson. Ferguson Reynolds to hold, unless we have another timeout. From 39 yards for the win. Up and good. He got it. With 3 seconds left, it looks like Oregon is going to leave Iowa City with a huge victory.
6th-ranked Oregon survives Iowa's upset bid as Atticus Sappington, sounds like a character in an Agatha Christie novel, drills a 39-yard field goal with 3 seconds left as the Ducks win 18-16. Oregon fell 1 spot to 7th.
Dan Lanning said he was nervous. You hear Atticus said, I was born for this.
That's right. He said, Atticus was confident.
He said, I was born for this. Good for him.
Absolutely. How about a trip to Charlottesville?
A line drive and fielded by Carlos Hernandez. Hernandez on the loose, looking for an alley. Up the sideline. Got a wave of blockers. Hernandez! Pop clutch. Hernandez touchdown! The Demon Deacons with a deke.
Carlos Hernandez, an 88-yard punt return touchdown, the lone touchdown of the day, as unranked Wake Forest, fresh off getting demolished by lowly FSU, stuns 12th-ranked Virginia 16-9. The Cavaliers fell 8 spots to 20.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs having a big year. That was a tough loss for them. The ACC
is chaos.
It really is. I mean, the ACC, are they in danger of only having – they'll have more than one team in, I would think. They're in danger of only having one team. When it gets to 16, it'll be different, but with 12 teams, you never know.
Hold that thought.
I will.
Because we're closing things out in Louisville.
4th down in overtime. Songa Bolatele takes a snap, looking to the end zone, fires, caught, touchdown to Jesus, and it's a walk-off win for Cal on the road in overtime.
Unranked Cal shocks number 14 Louisville, 29-26 in overtime, completing a 3-yard touchdown pass on 4th down. The Golden Bears had lost their last 14 games against ranked teams. The Cardinals fell 5 spots to number 19. So to your point, just a catastrophe for the ACC.
Why didn't you pronounce the name of the Cal quarterback?
I don't know it.
By the way, the Cal quarterback, and I don't know it either, replaced Fernando Mendoza, who left to go to Indiana. No, you're right. I will say this about college. Good job on that. I will say this on college football. The old days, you'd watch an NFL. Somebody wrote this, and it was right. I saw it on Twitter. The old days, you'd see a 2-win NFL team beat an 8-win team by 2 touchdowns. You go, how does that happen? Well,
Dolphins
that's the NFL.
beat the Bills.
Right.
Yesterday.
It happens in the
convincingly.
Now it happens in college football,
yeah,
which you never thought it would. So, all right.
Well, I guess, does the ACC just get its champion in?
Yeah, that's the question. Is it might just be
at
one
this
team.
point.
So ACC 1, Big 12 1.
Yeah. Well,
and then SEC Big and then you get the group of 5.
Unless Miami wins out.
Yeah.
And then maybe someone else wins the conference. Maybe
that's right.
Miami gets in.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So the SEC is going to have like 6 teams.
It looks like 6 in the SEC and 3 from the Big Ten. It looks like if it was today, it'd be 6 and 3, I think. And then that would leave 3 spots, and it would be ACC, Big 12.
SEC going
Oh, I
to
forgot about them, yeah.
Big old check.
Yeah, no question about it. Then, of course, the Group of 5 team. Well done, as always. We'll be back to wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The latest odds on the college football national championship winner, Ohio State, now plus 185 to repeat as champions. The Indiana Hoosiers, who narrowly escaped Penn State, are plus 450. Texas A&M plus 750. The Aggies, the only unbeaten team out of the SEC. Alabama right behind them at plus 850. Notre Dame is at plus 1,000. Georgia plus 1,300. And Oregon is at plus 1,800. Fernando Mendoza of the Indiana Hoosiers is plus 160 to win the Heisman Trophy. Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin is at plus 185. Ty Simpson of Alabama plus 600.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Hun, look in the backyard. Is that oil coming out of the ground?
What? Oil?
Yeah, we've struck it rich.
When was the last time we had our septic tank pumped?
Ooh, crap. That's not oil.
Exactly.
Is it time to pump out your septic tank? Call Duck Duck Rooter. Their professional septic service removes sludge that can cause costly emergencies. Don't delay. Call Duck Duck Rooter today.
When you're stuck, call the duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices. You don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home. And you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit hellosmooth.com for more details.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open in World Golf Village with state-of-the-art technology that detects cancer fast and accurately. Same-day appointments are available where faster answers meet compassionate care. AckermanCancerCenter.com.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com.
Seabreeze Propane.
We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
What Major League Baseball team has never been to a World Series? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Seattle Mariners, who were founded in 1977, have never been to the World Series.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Hey, let me tell you about a very special day tomorrow. We'll be at Strings at the beach, Strings on Penman, Strings Sports Brewery. Let me tell you what's happening. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. It's a very special day. We honor the veterans in our country who've defended our freedom and our honor for so very long. So we do this every year. Compliments to our friends at Firewatch, who work hard to prevent veteran suicide. Every veteran, everybody, active military or retired military. Let me say it again. Either active military or former military. All day long tomorrow at Strings, you eat lunch free and a free beer or a free drink of your choice. Lunch, sandwich, side, and a drink free. Just walk in there if you're an active member of the military or retired member of the military. All day long from the minute they open in the late morning at Strings all the way until after our show. Well, all night long, but including after our show. Every member, we do this every year, and I want to thank our friends from Strings and from Firewatch for being kind enough to our veterans who matter so much. So that's a special day tomorrow. I can't wait to get out there. Strings Sports Brewery. We're going to go to the Penman location. We've done this in the past at the Springfield location, but I'm really looking forward. It's a special day. It really is.
Really is a special day, and the food's tremendous. So, yeah, you're getting a real treat, and it's well-deserved.
It's our way of saying thank you to our military, and I mean that very sincerely. So members of the military, active, retired, if you're hearing me now, we'll tell you about it all day tomorrow, and, of course, during our show. Lunch tomorrow, dinner tomorrow, in between, after. A member of the military, retired or active, at String Sports Brewery on Penman Road. Come in there all day long, and you will get a free lunch, sandwich, side, and a beer or the drink of your choice at Strings. Compliments of Firewatch. We can't wait to do our show out there. We do it every year on Veterans Day. Let's say hello to Rick Below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Well, that was a tough one for the good guys yesterday, Rick.
Let me say one thing right now.
Okay.
I would not want to be the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday.
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
I would not. They know something about having a team come from behind and knock them off.
Yeah.
Obviously during the playoffs. I'm still totally stunned. I mean, if this happened during the Gus Bradley era or Doug Marrone or Urban Meyer or Doug P. Yes, but I just didn't think it would happen with this coaching staff, with this organization. I thought that somehow, somewhere, someone would make a play, and they didn't.
Yeah. It was one of those, and you know, we've all been there. I told you, can you imagine the Chargers, how they felt up 27-0? Yeah. To me, the 31-3 lead in Doak. Yeah. I mean, it was just watching FSU come down and score, and Florida go 3 and out, and FSU come down and score, and Florida go 3. So we've all had those.
Oh yeah.
And that one felt like it yesterday. So, but hopefully they get off the deck. You know, you can't feel sorry for yourself long in this league, can you?
No, and you know, I thought the locker room was really down yesterday. I mean, I thought it was down against Cincinnati, but you know, it felt like the Bengals made a play and Jacksonville didn't get a call. This was a different type of loss yesterday. And, again, shock is the word I'm going to use. It was about as quiet as the locker room that I've been in a number of years. So we'll see how they respond. And I think that becomes really the main issue here. I mean, I think realistically speaking, you're better off getting blown out by the Rams than you are losing a game like you did yesterday. How they're going to be able to come back from that is going to be very intriguing with a lot of football left.
Yeah, no question. Tonight you'll be talking about
all that plus reaction from the locker room. I was in there yesterday after this difficult loss, so that's all coming up.
All right, Rick Ballou goes into the night talking Jaguars and more tonight as soon as we get off the air. That'll do it. One more time. Remember, Strings tomorrow. Come see us. And even before we're there, all day long, veterans, active member of the military, retired member of the military, you eat free at Strings tomorrow as we celebrate Veterans Day and find a way to say thank you.